Hey guys, it's Amanda and Monica are Loomy, and in this tutorial today I'm going to show you an amazing design by a good friend of ours on Instagram. Her name is Penny, and she's asked us to do a tutorial for her. Here is her Instagram page. Let this load for a second. And she's penny.feelin.rainbow.loom. And here's her page. She's got some entries there for a giveaway. Sorry, my internet's slow. Trying to load. Let's see. Here we go. And this is what we're going to be showing you today in our tutorial. It's called All Tied Up. And she's actually already done a tutorial for this. But she has asked that we do the tutorial over for her. And I do believe that she's going to be taking her tutorial down. She's got some health issues, and she just asked that we publicize this for her and get the word out there about this amazing design. And we said, sure, we'll get it out there and spread the word. So I kind of went overboard and I did 4 designs. Here they are. It's actually reversible and both sides look amazing. This is the signature side. Here is the other side. Kind of stands out a little bit. You can see that. So once again, this is all tied up. And this is actually done on a 9-pin bar setup. And to actually get a full wrap on the arm, you will need exactly 2 full loom links and not anything less, because my wrist is very small and you can see that this just does fit me. So, and this with this is all sweets except for the border, which is mother of pearl, and which the bands are a little bit tighter. So this just does fit my wrist. This is 600 pack bands of some of the dual layered. This gives me just a little bit more room, but it just does fit me. So once again, you'll need exactly 2 loom links of the 9 pin bars. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 pin bars. So a total of 18 pin bars. This one is the 600 pack bands as well, of the dual layers. You can see it's a little bit thinner, and it lays really nice and flat on the arm. Very nice cuff, but it just does fit my wrist. If you have a larger wrist, you will need probably 2 full links, loom links, and at least another 1/4 of a loom. So, but you can see the colors and the variations that you can do. So, like I said, I just kind of went crazy. It's a very fun design to make. So, and then for today's tutorial, I'm going to be using just, instead of a variation of colors, I'm just going to be using blues and kind of golds, mother of pearl, and some cocoa. So get your supplies together and come back. Alright, so I've got my bands together, and hopefully you do too. So let me see if I can adjust the lighting just a little bit. Oops. See if that's in. Oh, okay. See if that's a little bit better. I'm going to zoom in too. Alright, so we are going to lay our perimeter. And as you can see on all of these, what I did is I just used one color for the perimeter. I think for the tutorial I'm just going to mix it up a little bit and then alternate these colors. You can do whatever you'd like. Try not to shake the camera too much. And I use mother of pearl for this. what I'm going to do is I'm going to alternate with the Cocoa, and I'm going to alternate with Mother of Pearl. So what we're going to do to get started, we're not going to just typically lay a perimeter all the way up. We're just going to start here, and then we are going to lay X's alternating our pattern, okay? So I'm going to drop 2 bands. So I'm going to lay a Cocoa and my Mother of Pearl. I'm just going to drop 2 bands. And then I'm going to take a Mother of Pearl there. And a Mother of Pearl there. Then I'm going to switch to my Cocoa. Lay my bands there. Lay them there. Switch back over to Cocoa. I'm sorry, Mother of Pearl. And then back to Cocoa. And I'm gonna just stop right there. And instead of going up a solid chain, we're actually gonna lay X's. Now it's very important that you get the band placement down correctly, because when it comes time to loop, you have to have them in the correct order. So what we're going to do, we're going to lay an X pattern, but we need to make sure that we start from the inside and go out. Same thing on this side. We're going to lay from the inside and go out. I'm trying to decide if I want to do just alternate like Cocoa here, Mother of Pearl, or do like alternating bands. What to do. Let me think on that and I'll be right back. All right. So I'm going to lay my Mother of Pearl color right here. So we're going to be starting on the second pin in. And if you all didn't see my setup on my 9 pin bar configuration, I do apologize. This is how you do want your pin bar to set up. If you want to pause and set it up this way, we're going to have 2, 2, and 1. Hopefully you got that, or you saw that before I started laying bands. So we're going to do a Mother of Pearl, and like I said, we want to start from the inside going out. I'm going to grab another Mother of Pearl, and I'm going to cross over. Doing the same thing on this side. We want to start from the inside and go out and cross over. And now I'm going to grab my Cocoa. We're going to go from the inside out, from the inside out, laying X's. Switching back to the Mother of Pearl, we have to make sure we start from the inside. And we are going to do this all the way up the loom. We're just going to alternate colors. And if you do lay the bands going the other way, when you go to loop, you won't be able to loop the correct way. So just make sure you have that done correctly. So our video is not 2 hours long. Hopefully you have this down correctly. Start your X's from the inside out. And then you are going to want to stop the end of your loom, and you want to leave 2 pin bars. All right, so I'm just going to drop a band on each side and know that that's where I need to stop, because I'm going to lay my last set of X's right here. And just go ahead and lay your X's all the way up there, and then I will come back and we'll show you how to finish. So I have gotten my bands all the way up to this point where I have left 2 at the top here. I don't know if you can see where these are, the mother of pearl, they're kind of clear. So what I'm going to do now to finish this off, this is actually going to be the bottom of your bracelet where you're going to begin to start looping. And let me see if I can show you. On here, this is actually, yeah, here it is. This is actually where you start looping, and you can see these bands here where I have, I did not double band these, and this is, I talked to Penny, and we kind of discussed that this was a section where you may actually want to use double bands. And this is where I'm going to actually lay double bands in this area. Just because you can see this kind of looks a little flimsy, especially here in this section over here as well. I just feel that it could be a little bit tighter, a little bit more secure and a little bit sturdier, and look a little bit neater. So this is where we're actually going to lay some double bands to close it off. Here is where I actually, whoops, losing my loom here. I actually did that for this section. I laid double bands here, and you can see, in my opinion, you can really see the difference. From here to double bands here. I just think it looks a lot neater, thicker, a little bit nicer and cleaner. And then down here is where we capped it off. But anyway, that's what we're going to do. We're going to lay double bands here. So we ended off with the mother of pearl, so we're going to switch back to the cocoa. I'm going to double now. So I'm going to take 2 and just go straight across both sides. Oops, I don't want triple, I just want double. And you can see here, my loom is kind of hanging off the end of my table here, so I'm kind of holding it. If you have as many stabilizers as you can to use for this loom setup, please use as many as you have. Actually, Monica and I have purchased a couple extra off of the website just because, but use as many as you can for this. So anyway, so I'm going to switch back to the mother of pearl. We're going to go and we're going to go up, mother of pearl back on this side, and just mash these down as much as you can. Back to cocoa, and we're going to go straight across. Straight across, and these are all twisted, and I don't like that. Oh, they flung right off of there. Did you all see that? I can't stand twisted bands. Ugh, okay, so back to mother of pearl. We are going to go up and up. So that's just going to close that off. It just makes it look so much neater when you actually put it on and wear it. And you don't have loose, flimsy, especially if they're not dual layered bands and they're just, you know, they're not a silicone band or anything like that. So, okay, so we have closed this off. So I'm going to carefully slide my loom back down. My chair's squeaking, sorry. And here is my loom. Zoom in on that a little bit. All right, so the next section, you can use 2 colors or you can use the same color. I'm trying to decide what I want to do because I've got so many blues picked out over here. I'm probably just going to go, I'll use 2 colors, 2 different blues. And what we're going to do is we are going to lay a band from here, this band here, or this pin bar to here, and same from here to here. So I'm going to think I'm going to use this blue sweets. I'm going to use the blue sweet from here to here. I'm going to lay it here to here and just mash them down because this bracelet is band heavy. So you're going to have a lot of bands on these pin bars. And then now I'm going to grab, let's go with, I'm so indecisive on colors. I'm going to go with blue silk. And we're going to lay it from this band, this pin bar to this pin bar. Here to here. And we're going to repeat that pattern all the way up. Here to here. Here to here. Now if you don't want to get confused on your pattern and your sequence all the way up, maybe just do one side and then come back and do the other side. So that's what we'll do. Like I said, you're going to have lots of bands, so make sure that you continually push those bands down. So I will show you one more time on this side, and then I'll finish up and come back. Okay, meet you back in a few. Alright, so just to finish this section off, you can see right here in this section, we're just going to take one more band, take it up to the top right there to where it finishes on that perimeter band, and then we're just going to take another section band like that. Same on this side. Take the band, stretch it over to the perimeter band, and one more band to the side. And you're going to have this little hole there, but we're going to fill that with something else in just a second. Alright, so back to the bottom. So now what we're going to do is we are going to lay, gosh, my Loom, and they just don't want to stay in their positions. Alright, so now what we're going to lay are these bands right here. As you can see, the pink bands that loop across. Because we've already laid our bands, our yellow and our purple bands right here. Sorry I didn't show you that before, but that was our first bands that we were going to lay. Now we are going to lay our connecting bands here on the side. The ones that kind of have this little loop right here. And I think for that, I will use I'm going to use the limited edition, this Frost. So I'm not going to put one here. I'm just going to start right here and go across. And we're just going to lay these side by side all the way up. This is the super easy part. Super duper easy. Alright, so go ahead and do yours, and I'll do mine. So, and you just want to take yours to the very end of the perimeter. So you don't want to lay one over the perimeter, just take it to the perimeter. And then next, what we're going to do is lay a single chain. And the single chain is going to go right here and connect these. And I'm going to use, I think this is called Denim out of the new Jewel Layered pack. And we're going to just start down here on this pin. And we're going to go straight up the loom and just a single chain. And we're going to do that on both sides. I do like these, the new colors of the dual layered bands, but I do find that they are kind of flimsy. They're not as sturdy as the opaque bands. I mean, these have some thickness to them and some stretch, but these just are a little bit thin and flimsy. I mean, these don't even really roll up when you, but these do. I'm kind of on the fence about these. I know that they don't really work well with hook-only designs, but I don't know. I'm just on the fence about them. You can see with these, you really have to mash your bands down a lot. A lot. See, these are twisting. Don't like them twisted. I like the idea of dual layered bands too, but I don't like it when they get all twisty on me. Alright, so we're just going to do a single chain all the way up this side, both sides actually, and just take it all the way over to the end of the loom. And you want to take it all the way to this point. You want to actually cover this space. Okay? So do yours and meet me back. So we have laid our single chain all the way to the end of the loom. I'll just show you real quick. We've laid it all the way to the perimeter, and you should have done the same. And then now we just have a couple more steps of bands to lay, and then we should be able to start our looping process. So now for the next section, I'm going to use another blue. And this is from the Gemstones Limited Edition collection. And I'm going to start from the middle pin. And we're going to go from this pin over to this pin. So go from here, stretch it. It's going to get a little stretchy. And then we're going to go from this side to this side. Now this is going to be a long stretch. The next step that we're going to do is going to be a shorter stretch. So I'm going to grab another color. This one I'm going to use Glitter Gold, the silicone, and I'm going to go stretch from here to here. Same for this side, here to here. Going to grab my blue gemstone again. We're going to continue this V shape all the way up the loom, but we want to make sure that we do stay in the center band, center pin bar, sorry. Just like that. And we're going to go in the middle. And continue this pattern all the way up the loom. Making V's. Just like so. One more time. the limited edition may have just a little bit of a stretch or tight pull on it, but that's okay. All right, you finish yours up and we shall come back. So now we have completed the V's and the upside down V's all the way to the top of the loom, and you should finish it off just like this. That should what it should look like at the end. You're going to take the longest V and have it end on the perimeter right here. So our last step that we're going to need to do, very simple, excuse me, is we are just going to run, let me zoom in a little bit, sorry. We're just going to run a single chain all the way up our center band. Now you may want to just kind of gently push your bands down. And what I'm going to do, I was going to use jelly gold up the middle, but I like the brown, the cocoa that I'm using, and I just want to contrast that a little bit more in the middle. So I'm gonna run the center band with the cocoa bands. So you're going to start right here and just run a single chain all the way up the middle. Very simple, and will not take you long to complete this part. And I do have to calm myself down a little bit. I just got off the phone or FaceTiming Monica, and it is never uneventful when you FaceTime with your best friend. So we were actually very giddy, should I say. And I'm still kind of laughing in my mind. But anyway, that's what friends are for, correct? All right. So just run a single chain all the way up. Like I said, my pin bars are trying to pop out on me. Single chain all the way to the end of the loom. You just want to continue all the way and finish it right here. And then we'll come back and start the looping process. So I've completed this single chain all the way up the middle, and now I have turned my loom around, and I'm going to put a cap band right here on the center band, center pin bar. I don't know why I continue to call that bands. So what I'm going to do, single cap band, but I am going to actually cap it 3 times. I just like that extra security. All right. So what I'm going to do is for our first looping process, we are actually just going to take this first single chain and we're going to loop it forward. And we are going to take, oh, sorry, Adam is in need of me. All right, take 2. Sorry, guys. So what I've done is I have looped this first single chain, and now the only thing that we're going to do now with the perimeter is we're going to take these 2 double bands, hold that pin bar down, loop it over to the side, same thing, loop it on that side. Now we are not at the moment going to loop out. We're just going to focus right here. We're going to continue looping up our single chain. And that's all we're going to do at the moment. Might want to push those down a little bit so those bands don't pop off. Follow this all the way up the loom. And then meet me back when you're done. This single chain has been looped all the way to the top. Now the next step. What we are going to do now is we are going to go in take this band, excuse me, loop it over to this second peg right there. I know typically what we are going to want to do is take it and loop it up. But we're just going to loop it to that second peg. Then we are going to go over, take that perimeter band and move it over as well. Come in here, grab that band, move it to that center peg, push that down, come back in to this peg, move it over, perimeter bands, move it over as well. You can probably start to feel your loom start to move inside a little bit. That's normal. You're going to feel that, especially with 9-pin bars. All right, so we've taken care of this part of the perimeter. That's as far as you want to loom out on the perimeter right now. Now we're going to concentrate in this area. We're going to go up the middle, and that's all we're going to do. We aren't going to go outside with the perimeter anymore. We're going to concentrate on this area. So we've brought our first upside down V on into the middle. Now we're going to go in, grab that top band, take it and replace it upon itself. Same with the other one. Take it and replace it upon itself. Pretty simple. Now we're going to go in, grab that marble band, or sorry, gemstone band, take it and move it over to the center peg. Grab the other gemstone band, move it into the center peg. Push those down, go inside your center peg, grab the top band, maybe kind of tight in there, especially if you're using limited edition bands. Pull that out, and you're going to want to go over, go back in, pull that out, and go over. Now we're going to grab the gemstone band again, pull it, replace it on the center peg, grab, pull it, and replace it on the center peg. My lovely Maggie constantly appears. All right. Go back in, pull, replace, pull, and replace. And this is the pattern that you are going to continue up the loom. We'll show you one more time. Replace. Make sure you grab the correct band and replace. And that's the pattern that you should be following. Continue and do that all the way the length of the loom, and then we will move on. Alright, so I have finished looping all the way up to the top, and I have brought the inside, or the two upside down V's in, and then I just looped the V's out. Okay? So the next step is very easy. What we're going to do next is simply loom our single chain, starting our single chain here, and then we are going to loom this perimeter part right here. So go ahead, take this band, loop it up, and we'll do this one as well. Loop it up. And then this is the only part of the perimeter that we will be looming next. And my loom is seriously buckling. All right, so that is as far on the perimeter that you want to go at this point. And then here on out, we're just going to simply loom up our single chain. Oh, and these dual bands are gonna twist like crazy on me and drive me batty. Pretty easy, easy peasy. Single chain, loop it all the way to the end of the loom. Finish that up, and we will do this part next. And I have finished, looped all the way to the end for my single chain. Now we are going to loop our connector bands down here. All right, what we're going to do, just to make it a little bit easier, we're going to start and do one side, and then I will show you the same on the other. So to do this correctly, you want to start on the inside pin and loop it over, okay? And it's going to be on this side and then come on the outside. We're going to go in here, grab this pin, this band, and we're going to loop it over. Now, since we've already got our single chain, what we want to do is grab the same band that we just looped over, and we're going to pull it over on top of itself. Show you again. Grab our limited edition frost band. We don't want to go in. That's one thing we don't want to do. We're not going to go in. We're just going to go in the single chain, grab the limited edition, and pull it over on itself. It's almost like we're slip knotting in a sense. Let me zoom in just a little bit so you guys can get a better view. Pull this over to itself, and like I said before, do not go in the pin. We're going to go on the outside of the pin, grab it, and loop it over. It's very easy. Grab that band, pull it on itself. Okay. And I will show you for this side. Oops, my loom was stuck. We're going to go, and on this side, grab this band, loop it to itself. Just go on the outside of the peg, but still in the single chain, and loop over. Inside these bands, just like so. Grab that white band, pull it over on itself. Over, pull out, and over. Pull over itself, and then loop. All right. One more time. And then this is what you will do all the way up the loom. All right, finish yours and come back. So I have looped my connecting bands over on the sides, and we just have a couple more sections and we will be done. So what I'm going to do now is we are going to go in here. On this left side, we are going to take this silk blue band, take it and pull it up. Sorry, that's a sweets, not a silk. And we're going to take it and just replace it back upon itself. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go in here. I'm going to grab my perimeter bands and go ahead and loop that over. You can see my pin bars are really getting shaky. I'm going to do and repeat the same thing on the other side. grab that sweet band. Grab that sweet-o band. Put that upon itself. I'm going to come in here and grab my perimeter. And my perimeter band only, not that mother of pearl as well that you see underneath there. Take that and put it back upon itself. Okay, so now for this section, we're gonna leave this outside perimeter alone, and we're only gonna be working on these cross bands here and work up the length of the loom. So what I did is I took the sweets band of the blue, put it upon itself. Then I'm gonna go back in the third pin over, grab the silk band, replace it over upon itself. Go back in, grab that top band only, which is the blue sweets, replace it. And you're gonna notice that on this third pin bar in, it's gonna get really band heavy, and you're gonna have a lot of bands there. So go in, grab that silk, and replace it. Grab the sweets band, replace it upon itself, and then go back in and go over to the left. Push that down so that doesn't slide off. And then I'm going to show you on the right hand side. So we have already, from down here on our perimeter, we've already looped the sweet band. And we're going to go back in and grab the silk. And remember, we are leaving the outside perimeter bands alone. My bands are getting all twisted. And we're looping that upon itself. Go in and out. Grab that sweet band. Or whatever band it is for you. I know I tend to just say what bands I'm using, but whatever bands you're using, and loop them to themselves. And just follow this pattern all the way up the loom. All right, hopefully you have gotten the pattern sequence. I'll continue just a couple more over here. And then we'll come back and we will finish this bad boy off. The good thing that I really do like about this bracelet is that it's, I don't know, it's obvious to me, but it may not be to you all. But there are very good stopping points in this design where it's taking me a day and a half to film this tutorial. I started, let's see, well, maybe not a day and a half, but about a full day to film. I started at about midnight last night and filmed up till about probably 3 a.m. Got back up. Did a little bit of filming in the morning, got kiddos to school, but anyway, you don't need to know all that, but there are stopping points. I could go film a section, stop what I was doing, come back, and I could pick up and just know exactly where I left off and just continue on. Some bracelets, they're just so intricate. Not that this one is not. This one is very detailed and very intricate. But there are, you know, just sections that you can do, and you can stop and come right back to it. And that's what I really love about this design. Obviously, I have made 4 bracelets. I'm on my 5th design. So I really like that about this, that I can do a section of each one and then come right back and I know exactly where to pick up. So anyway, that's my soapbox for this bracelet. But anyway, and I really did want to bling one as well. I really did want to do a lot of bling on the sides, but we are as well doing some remodeling in our house, doing some painting. We just put in a brand new kitchen floor, and so that has occupied some of my time as well. So, and that's why it's taken a while to get this tutorial out. So I didn't have time to bling one. But anyway, so that is the pattern for this sequence of band looping that we are going to do. Finish mine, and then we will finish off this last section and take it off the loom, and we will be finished. And once again, I have looped everything to the very top of my loom, and left the perimeter, outside perimeter. And if you haven't noticed, your loom is probably starting to buckle a little bit, and your bands are very heavy here on the inside. All right, so now we are on our last step. You can see here mine are just completely, totally, or not even on the pin bars. But anyway, this is our last step, so after this it's coming off the loom. Now we did lay the bands, or you should have laid your bands going outside and then in, outside and then in. So now when we loop, we're going to loop inside and then out, inside and then out. So that's the process that you want to make sure that you get correctly, because this band, let me zoom in. This band that we laid first, obviously, is going to be on top. All right, so we need to make sure that this underneath band crosses over. Okay, so go ahead. We've already gone and laid or looped our perimeters. We've already laid our perimeter. So I'm going to go in that band, and I'm going to pull this out. Hopefully my pin bars will pop off. And you can see that that's going to cross over. And this is still loose. So I'm going to go back in here, grab that band, and you can see that it's crossed over as well. So what I don't want to do is go in here and pull that and loop that, because it would just be very, very loose. So I'm going to go in, grab that, loop out upon itself. Ooh, my pin bars are so loose. And then loop upon itself. So just remember, for the pattern or the sequence to loom the X's, you want to go outside and then in. Outside, inside. And that's why we laid those bands in that particular order first off. And then I'm going to just do this side a little bit. And we'll come back over here. Go in, grab that outside band, lay that, go in that perimeter band just as well. And we're going outside, in, outside, in. Now this would have totally looked really amazing with some E beads on there. That would have just looked the bomb. But I'm just still so sad I ran out of time. But, well, maybe when my house gets put back together, I can bling one. Alright, I'll finish this up and we will take it off the loom after this. So excited. So excited about this color choice as well. So, alright, finish yours up and we'll take it off. Okay, so if you are making a design of this magnitude, a 9 pin bar setup, You probably don't have to be shown how to close this off, but some of you out there this is your first 9-pin bar design, so I'm going to show you how to finish this off. We are just going to go in and loom the remaining perimeter to the very top pin bar. You know, Monica and I have both learned that we don't like to take anything for granted, that everybody knows how to do everything. So, we've kind of learned that the hard way. So, just showing you guys how to do this. And it's kind of turned backwards for me, because I'm right-handed. Okay, and you will remember that we did drop some bands here. I'm going to turn this the other way, because I'm right-handed, but my tripod's in the way, so I'm just going to, oops. Okay, there we go. And surely goodness, I have a C-clip around here somewhere. It's always funny. Since you guys want to watch all that. Okay. And y'all know 2 bands are always better than one. One breaks, then you're kind of messed up. And your design's going to fall apart. Okay, so this is the fun part. We get to take it off the loom. Very carefully. And you get to hear me ramble on about whatever. And if you hear a lot of banging in the background, it's just Adam putting all of his toy cars in his box. He has a big, like it's not a toy box, it's like a toolbox that my mom and dad got him for Christmas. That he puts all of his Hot Wheels, because he's Hot Wheel obsessed. If you didn't know that by now. That he has probably like about at least 2,000 of them here in our house. And he's got probably about 1,000 of them in that toolbox. So he gets them all out, and then he puts them all back in. And then he gets them all out, puts them back in. And he doesn't really like to do that quietly. So, kind of makes a lot of noise. But anyway, if you hear a lot of banging in the background, it's just him. Alright. And you all really need to be careful getting this off of the loom. One thing you can do, and then Penny does this in her tutorial. She actually... zoom out a little bit. There we go. You can see my tripod, sorry. She actually picks it off of the loom this way. It works well. But it does shake the whole table. And you will lose a lot of pin bars that way. I did already lose one. And mess it up. And then sometimes you can just take them and pull them out like this. I think one time Monica was doing a tutorial and one just came back and smacked her in the face. And that was fun. She wouldn't say so, but I would. Alright, this is where it's going to get really heavy on these metal pin bars. Okay. Part of me just wants to not film this and just take it off by myself, but part of me wants you all to see me doing this too. Just so I want you to know how to be so careful. And I know that this is probably shaking the camera a lot. You can just see. It's just pulling my loom apart. Starting to think that my color for my perimeter looks kind of like ice cream, vanilla and chocolate ice cream. So we'll see how it turns out when I get it off the loom. It's not really good to make loom bracelets when you're on a diet. They look like ice cream. Alrighty. We'll probably be here about another 10 minutes, so I'm just going to take this off the loom. You guys know how careful to be, and come back and we'll see the end result. Okay, that was a chore. I think when you have all those thicker bands and those limited edition bands as well, you're just going to end up with this. Okay. So I'm going to move my loom out of the way. So here is our all tied up. It is reversible. I really like this, although I am really convinced that it looks like chocolate and vanilla ice cream for the perimeter. Thinking I probably should have just done one or the other. But anyway, trial and error, right? But I think it turned out really, really pretty. So here, you have all of your different renditions. Lots of them. Lots of them. Just trying to mix it up a little bit. So anyway, here we go. So don't forget to share with us on Instagram, and also let Penny know that you made her rendition, and share with us on Facebook as well. And I'll have all of the links of the social media in our description box below. So thank you so much. Give us a thumbs up, comment, like, and subscribe. Thank you so much, and happy looming, and rainbow loom for a cause.